Hi, everyone, and welcome to your July energy reading. We're going to be looking at overall theme. We're going to be looking at what you're leaving behind, what is going to possibly be entering your life, and then what is to come when it surrounding finances, job, and relationships. But what I'm going to do, along with the three crystals that I have here, I'm going to actually put a card down and we'll flip it over in the reading for each pile, okay? So pile one, this is going to be your card. All right. And it is with the Lemurian seed quartz. Okay. That's pile one. Pile two, this will be your card with the Merlinite crystal. So it's a cloudy, sunny day here, so you may see the light change on my table. Yeah, it's kind of, it's the sun will come out and then it goes right back in under the clouds. Pile three, this is going to be your card. Okay, and this is citrine. So we have pile one with Lemurian seed quartz, pile two with Merlinite, and pile three with citrine. So whatever pile number, whatever crystal calls to you, that will be the pile for you to watch. If you feel drawn to more than one crystal or pile number, then by all means watch as many as you want, okay? I will see you in your pile. Hi, pile one. Welcome to your July energy reading. We're going to be looking at overall theme, what you're going to be leaving behind, what may be entering into your life, and what is to come in regards of finances, job, relationships. Okay. So, and if you don't work now, maybe it's volunteer work that you do. All right. So we're just going to put this card because I'm going to flip it at the end over to the side here with your crystal, and we're going to get right into this. So what is the overall theme for your July pile one? And we have the Black Jaguar, Old Soul. So there's different things on this card. I read them. They may resonate with you. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. Okay, so that is the overall energy here for this card. And I don't know if you can see it with the light in here, but it's so pretty, that Black Jaguar. Okay, let's just, and this could be a spirit. Whenever I do the animal decks, I always like to say, this could be a spirit animal for you as well. Okay, so maybe it's the jaguar, the Black Jaguar, but we're also gonna pull out a card here. And maybe we can kind of come in on one of these. Because I almost feel here with the Old Soul, it's almost like saying, you know, this isn't your first rodeo, okay? You've been around a while. It's like you just know things, all right? And for that reason, right, they're saying walk through life with confidence and grace. It's like you just know. There's some things you just know. But let's get a tarot to go with it. Ace of Wands. Yeah, it is. It's, you know what may be important, something for you to look up, I'm going to mention, would be where your North Node is, because your North Node is going to be what you've come here to work on for this lifetime. Okay, if you look at your South Node, those are the areas that you have been successful in the past lives, okay? We tend to fall back, even though we don't remember, we do tend to fall back on that South Node because it's just comfortable. It will explain when you do things and you're like, why do I do that? Or how am I good at that? There isn't another person in my family that's musical, yet here I am, you know, playing Mozart type of thing. So, or, you know, when it comes to sports or something. So what they want to say is, don't limit yourself, okay? Ace of Wands is a new beginning, and it's a new beginning when it comes to things, and I love the little baby owl here, you know, when it comes to things like whatever it is that you are inspired by, okay? You can create your dreams. So what inspires you? Where do you see potential? Where do you see new opportunities opening up in front of you? And maybe you've not taken advantage of them because you thought, oh, you know what? I probably wouldn't be good at that. But the fact is, if you're interested in it, pile one, more than likely you are good at it. Maybe you should give it a try here. Maybe it's something that you've done before that you're good at, and you want to pull that from your south node. You leave the other stuff behind, maybe, right? But you pull the good stuff and you use it to advance in this lifetime. So I'm going to leave that there. But that's kind of the overall theme. You have it within you to take inspired action about something. And this can be in any area of your life, or to take a chance on something, especially if it's something that you see potential and are inspired by. Now let's look at what are you leaving behind. We have the honeybee. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. Ooh, okay. I like to always talk about, is there a person, a situation, an event? So it seems here that maybe what they're bringing in for what you're leaving behind, you may need to walk away from someone. I think it's someone or people, okay? But it could be a job, it could be something you volunteer at. It could be a family member or a friendship or a friend group. Always be open-minded here. But I think this may be you're going to have to walk away. I feel like it's not a win-win situation. And this is Spirit saying, you know what, leave it behind. You will win in the end. But this isn't a battle to the death or a battle until somebody wins. You know what? You just may need to kind of forgive and forget, let compassion come through, just kind of, you know what? We have to agree to disagree here, because I feel like if you continue, it's just going to be like sting after sting after sting, right? It's never going to end, is what I want to say. It's just going to continue on, and you don't have time for that. You just don't have time for that, or at least I don't think you have time for that. So I'm just going to move these over a little bit. With it is the Magician. You know what? If this is, say, you're partnering up with someone, for example, and you are, and these messages can be individual, they can also tie back here too, but I feel here it's almost like you're partnering up with someone and it's just not working out, okay? One of you are the Magician, all right? You're capable of everything and anything. Doing it, being successful at it. And maybe it's just that other person isn't quite on par with you. And that's okay, because they're probably good at many other things. I don't know. I'm just kind of getting that feeling about it. And this might be where you have to just, dissolve the partnership, okay? Because that should be your top priority. But I also think that it will be a win for you in the end, because I feel like you're the Magician here. All right. You can walk away and still make things happen for yourself. So that's what you're leaving behind. And for some of you, it could be just the project or whatever it is that you are working on. It just might need to be left behind. Okay, let's go on to what is entering your life. Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. Okay. So I like the way this one is coming out, all right? I kind of like the way that these are loosely tying in. I kind of feel like this one does speak to here. Maybe the boundary is, you know what? We can't work together. It doesn't mean that we cannot be friends. You know what? But we just have to set a healthy boundary. Maybe for some of you, it isn't going to be walking away from you, but it is setting up those boundaries, okay? Look, it's a 3. It's communication. You need to be clear, especially if you're the leader, I want to say. If you're the leader in this somehow, or you're the, you're the brains behind it, it's almost like this is the vision that I have. It's not, I always think people should take in different ideas and advice from people. You can certainly listen, but it doesn't mean that you have to take it. If it is something that works along with your vision, great. If it isn't, then you know what? You just set that boundary up to no thank you. I mean, that's a great idea, but it's not quite where I see this going. Look, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, you have two aces here. So, I see us going in a different direction. I have inspiring ideas. I see potential for growth here. I see potential in it here. I see the new opportunity. And with the Ace of Pentacles, it's almost the same thing. It could actually be a new financial opportunity that's coming in for you. And if nothing else, it's just figuring out what it is that you're good at, and then you pull that in and you bring it to reality. You manifest it, right? So I like the way that's going, but I feel like there could be a little bit of conflict here in whatever way. It doesn't mean big, huge fighting. It's going to be different for each one of you, but there is going to be something a little difficult to get through here, all right, with what you need to leave behind. But I feel like by setting healthy boundaries here for yourself, you know what? There's another new beginning, and I think this time it could be financial, or at least it's going to bring abundance in some way. So maybe all these great new ideas here that you have are going to help feed, the great new beginning over here. All right. But just have faith in yourself. You can do this. I almost want to say you've done it before. All right. Now let's get into what is to come. Let's look at finances. We kind of talked about it a bit here, but I'm curious just to see what else might come up for you. So what is to come for finances? Whether that's your, however you bring your money in, however you save your money. It could be about spending money. Could be many different things, but let's get a card. 8 of Wands. I feel, okay, so with the 8 of Wands, the first thing I want to say when it comes to finances, like I said, which can, encompass how you make your money, your job, whatever it is, raises. Something's coming in fast with the 8 of Wands. If you've been waiting on something, I want to say this is a message that something is getting ready to come in fast for you. For others, I want to say that this is maybe if you want to see an improvement in your money, this might be you setting your eye on a target and going after it. Okay. And I want to say that's going to be for those of you here, pile 1, that already kind of have an idea of what it is. And you're like, you know what? I really feel like I need to, a job came up at work. I saw a posting, for example, and this is the message. Then you need to go after that. Okay. So I think it's different for different people, but whatever it is, it's happening quickly. Okay. Let's look for job. The High Priestess. Use your intuition. Okay. For some of you, I want to say, are you, you may work, in the esoteric world. You may work in the mystical, magical, right? You may be a reader. You may be a psychic, whatever it is. That's for some of you. Or maybe you've been thinking about this and this is your sign. Hey, this is something you should be doing. But also for others, when it comes to job, career, again, if you are getting a gut feeling about something, you need to trust it, because the High Priestess is very, very in tune with her intuition, okay? She is connected to her higher self. You might want to call that the Holy Spirit. She doesn't have a problem accessing that inner wisdom. All right. So you may need to take that energy on. But for the most part, I want to just say, trust your gut. Don't let your ego take over here. Let your ego and your gut work together, your gut feelings, your ego and your feelings working together. And I feel like, again, it's kind of a message of, what do you feel? What do you feel? And maybe I also want to say, not what other people feel, not what other people think, but what you do, pile one, okay? Let's look at relationships here. The Three of Cups, okay. So this is telling me that there should be some celebration coming up around relationship, okay? And that can be whether it's from friendship to platonic, we'll say, to romantic, all right? Whether you're married, not, long-term, newly dating, you don't date, you just have your friends, whatever it is, your family even, okay? But if for some of you, there has been some difficulty in any of those areas, I want to say something's going to be resolved because this is celebration. All right. These are the three pals hanging out together. I want to say that if you're not having any issues, just look forward. There could be something coming up, an event, a situation that will be a cause for celebration for you and the relationships, those one-to-one relationships in your life. Okay, I'm going to get one more card here, and then we're going to flip this one over too. All right, so looking good for July. I like this, but don't be afraid to fly out of the nest, okay? Because look, you've got two baby owls. This one's like flying out of the nest. We're going to say landed on the ground. No problem. All right. And with the jaguar, I just want to say agile, right? Very, yeah, capable of jumping and landing and whatever. I don't know, but ooh, tiger. So now we have the tiger with the jaguar. Accept your magnificence. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's what this is talking about too. You are, you know what? You're good at something here, all right? And maybe you just don't feel that you are, but you are, pile one. Accept that. Also, Archangel Raphael. Work with Archangel Raphael to help you figure out how to start to do this. But also, I want to say, maybe to heal that part of you that doesn't feel good enough or doesn't feel that they're capable, okay? I mean, just look at that heart chakra lit up and the crown chakra. Again, could come back to this High Priestess card too. And let's look at this one that was in your pick group. Moderation. Rhinoceros. Oh, that is so very interesting. I almost want to say it kind of is coming back here to this armadillo card, which was healthy boundaries. And down here too. Because remember I said maybe, you know, it's okay to take in other people's ideas, thoughts, suggestions, whatever, right? Constructive criticism, whatever it may be. But I do feel like it is a moderation because they want you to set a healthy boundary. That's why I'm kind of like, and think of a rhinoceros. Nobody really is going to come up and mess with the rhinoceros. So it does kind of remind me of up here with the armadillo and setting that boundary. It's like, you know what? I'm fire sitting up on here. Don't mess with my rhinoceros, okay? You mess with me, you mess with the rhinoceros. That's what I want to say. But I do feel like it is almost setting a healthy boundary as well because, you know, it's kind of a big animal and nobody wants to mess with that. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, pile one. I've certainly enjoyed doing it for you. And like I said, if you want to go in and look at Pile 2 and Pile 3, go right ahead. Or if you want to go in and look at some of my other readings, you most certainly can. But I'll see you throughout the month with Zodiac Horoscope readings and new and full moon readings. Thank you so much. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2. I'm going to just set this card to the side and we'll look at it at the end, okay? But also you chose this Merlinite crystal, all right? So I'm just going to set that on there and we'll get back to that at the end. We're going to be looking again, overall theme for the month of July. What are you leaving behind? What is entering your life? What is to come when it comes to finances, jobs, relationships, okay? We're going to be doing some oracles here mixed in with some tarot. So let's get right at it. Pile 2. What is the overall theme for you? And we have polar bear, mystic. Know that and then there's different sentences on here which you may resonate with. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities, your intuition, and you carry the shaman within. Little mystical and magical in this one, pile 2. I like that. Okay. So let's get a tarot with it and see what else, see if we can get anywhere else. Like, know that challenges make you stronger. Well, yeah, look at the polar bear, right? Have faith when you face adversity. Okay, let's get a tarot here. The Three of Swords. Three of Swords here representing, right, kind of, well, if we look at it in this card, I like it. I almost feel it's like the owl's like, seriously, who's put the swords? Now I can't get into my home and it's snowing, you know, like this is not good. It's a feeling of, it could be despair. It's a feeling of hurt and maybe, oh, well, this is dark. I was like, oh, the poor owl. I hope there wasn't anyone in there. Maybe there is. And the owl's like, what are you doing? This is heartbreak, right? This is just feeling wounded in some way. So maybe there have been some challenges that you've been facing and you're right now, you may be thinking, pile 2, really? I'm not feeling stronger through this. Or, you know, who really has my back, right? Because it's like, have faith when you face adversity. Here's the thing. God, source, universe, whomever it is, your angels, your guardians, your ancestors, your cosmic beings of love, light, you know, they have your back. Okay. It may not feel like it. And I hate to say this in this way, but sometimes pile 2, we need to learn the lesson and the lesson friggin' hurts. Okay. So I feel like that might be what the overall theme is. But what I do want to say, and I love the line here, take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Okay. Trust your intuition. Know that you can heal yourself. Maybe you use crystals. Maybe you use spell work. Maybe you use different herbs and remedies. Okay, there could be that for some of you, different messages for different people. But I feel like if you take the time to, for some of you, maybe learn the lesson, it moves on, you move on from it, right? For others, it just may be having that faith and knowing that spirit is going to come in. You ask for help, of course, and then you rest and you recoup and you get back out there again with a new vigor and strength. All right. But I kind of feel like that's the overall theme. So maybe some of you are going through this and this will be your month to, you know what? It's where you take the time to rest. Get your dreams set back up again and start again. Maybe it's where this pain comes to an end. All right. But yeah, kind of load it with different messages in there. So I like, well, I'm sorry if you're going through something, but I like the message that's come out from spirit for you. Now, what are you leaving behind? We have Tiger. You're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. Oh, well, isn't that interesting, pile 2? You're leaving behind any fear, any adversity, any challenge, okay? But realizing the lesson within it to make you stronger, right? So that you can face different challenges moving forward. I feel like the challenge is they want you to stand up and be the leader in your life. But for some of you, it can be maybe somewhere in your life right now, you are facing situations or events or people that are causing some of this pain. But for some of you, you may be called to step into a leadership role, whether that's at work, in your family, in your group, whatever it is, you are being called upon to be the leader. And you're capable of it, okay? You have to have faith. You have to trust yourself. Trust your intuition, okay? Maybe your intuition is going to come in there somehow and help you to be the leader of all leaders. Look, the Page of Cups. Here we go. I like that come out. So whenever I see cups, I always go, of course, to it being, because it's water, it's the emotions, it's intuition. So there we go. And it's creativity. So, and pages are young, all right? And they're full of creativity and they're full of wanting to learn and know. And they want to, they're not quite a knight yet. They're, chomping at the bit to get out there. They would step into a leadership role. What I want to say is the page isn't quite ready, but you are, okay? But they want you to take on that, the energy of the Page of Cups when it comes to realizing that this is actually a creative opportunity and you're capable of doing it. They want you to realize that there's really something great in here. There's a great possibility of something good coming from this, but they want you to be curious, right? If for nothing else, take it because you're curious about it, I want to say, right? Like step into that role because you're curious, you want to learn. And this may be your opportunity to do that. Sometimes when I can use work as an example, you're there and you have an opportunity to maybe take on a different position, but you're scared, right? You don't feel like you would be good at it or that you would be a good leader, when in reality you would be. It's just you have that fear and that nervousness because you've never done it before. So take on this young, curious page owl here who believes he can do anything, okay? And step into it with that kind of energy. Like, you know what? I'm going to take this. Someone believes in me. I should believe in myself. And if nothing else, I'm going to learn a lot here. Okay. So, sorry, this is about what are you leaving behind? It is the fear. It is the nervousness. That's what you're leaving behind, okay? You are strong like the polar bear here and wise like the owls, all right? So what may be entering your life? Skunk spirit. Ew. No, your worth. Okay, you guys right there, please. Spirit, please. All right. Know your worth. You are so capable. You've got to leave that fear. And I even want to maybe say for some indecision, like should I, shouldn't I? Can I, can't I? That all needs to be left behind. Just because maybe you have been, I'm going to say burned in the past, doesn't mean that this situation is a burn as well, okay? But again, if you're being offered something, which I think is interesting, I said someone believes in you. Yeah, they see your worth. Now you need to. Okay, pile 2. Look, Queen of Cups. Love the Queen of Cups here because, again, emotions. She's like, you know what? I can do this. I'm going to use my psychic abilities, my intuition, right? Because she's very, very intuitive. I'm going to just get in flow. I'm going to take it as it comes. I'm going to learn. But I'm going to be kind to myself and I'm going to nurture myself through this and I'm going to believe in myself and show myself love, care, and compassion. All right. I'm not going to get down on myself if I feel like I'm not learning as fast as I should be or if there's things I don't know. I'm not going to get down on myself. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to have faith that I am in this for a reason. and that I'm going to learn from it. And that's all I need to know. I'm moving forward on faith and intuition. Okay. Now, what is to come? Let's look at finances. So this is any way you might earn your money, how you save your money, how you spend your money. You know, it could be properties that you have, what you buy. It's gonna, anything to do with money, okay? The Nine of Wands. Ooh, okay. Maybe for some of you right now, you are kind of, you may have just gone through a rough patch with your finances, okay? But with the Nine of Wands here, each one of these wands is a little battle. So maybe you've been through a few little battles when it comes to finances. Maybe you've had a hard time. You've been battling to save. You've been battling to make more money. You've been battling to make the payments. With the nine, what I want to say is, look, he has a little bandage on his head here. You've been through it, but you're almost at the end, okay? So what I want to say, message from Spirit is, we recognize that you've been through it. And this could even be, let me just say too, because this just popped in, if you're someone who's been trying to maybe buy a house or buy a car or, I won't even say rent something, I feel, again, it's coming to an end. Whatever challenges that you've been facing around it, and we'll say finances, broad spectrum here in general, whatever it is, it's coming to an end. So just stick with what it is that you're doing, okay? You know, stay in the fight here, all right? Because it's coming to an end. When it gets to the end, look, you're laying those wands down. It's going to be different timing for each of you, but maybe July is the month where you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to finances, all right? Now let's look at job, career. What do we have? Six of Wands. Success. Okay, so for those of you, and this could be in anything, like I said, if you volunteer, you may not work out of the home anymore, you may be retired, right? But this Six of Wands is winning the battle, which is kind of funny here, right? This is winning one of the many battles that you've been through. So I almost want to say, I kind of feel like even though it's the six, we can jump it up here and go, you're going to have success here, all right? And when it comes to job, if it's something to do with job, career that you've been waiting on, that you've been thinking about doing, I want to say message from Spirit here is, you know what, you can go for it. There's success to be had. You will be riding in on your horse, okay? Or you'll be the panda with the, is that a unicorn horn? Or is it at first I thought it was a party hat. No, it's a unicorn horn, okay? Like, you are going to have unicorn magic here, all right? You are going to, it's going to work out. So if, you know, you've been thinking, should I take the chance? Should I leap out? You know what? If you're ready to put in the hard work when you do it, then Spirit's answer would be yes. Okay, this one just come out for relationships. We have Seven of Swords. Okay. With the Seven of Swords, this is interesting, and I read the card because not everything is going to be sunshine and unicorn horns, okay? With the Seven of Swords, I feel like maybe this month you could, if you're not already in the battle again, the Seven of Swords is kind of like a thief in the night. So what I want to say is, for some of you, if there's something, just watch what you have, okay? If there's something that maybe you've had around your house, and I don't know, your kids' friend, I don't know, kids' friends, neighbors, whatever it is, they've been eyeing it or whatever, just keep a watch on it, all right? There's that. The other part of that would be when it comes to your possessions, when you're out and about, make sure you know where your phone is. Make sure you know you're hanging on to your purse. You're not sitting it down. You're carrying your wallet if you're a man in such a way that, it can't be pickpocketed, that type of thing. I just feel like this is a watch your possessions kind of card. That's the feeling that I'm getting with it. Does it feel like it's horribly bad? No, because we know that if someone takes your wallet or your purse or whatever it is, that stuff can be replaced, right? So maybe only keep what you have in your, for possessions in your, whatever it is you carry it in, just what you need when you're out. That might be, I like the way they said that. Okay, so it might be something along that line. I totally went off on this, and I was supposed to be talking about relationships. So sometimes when that happens, it's because that message had to come out. So when it comes to relationships, sometimes you guys, you'll learn to love me, hopefully. When it comes to relationships, you know what? Just be alert. Okay? Doesn't mean they're a horrible person or that they're a bad person, or, that, they're going to steal the house out from under you or the money out of your bank. But what I want to say is, when it comes to relationships, well, again, it could be with your neighbors. I guess it all does kind of tie in the end. Just watch your belongings, but also I want to say here, watch your heart, because we have the swords up here too. Just be alert. If there's red flags, check into and check out those red flags, okay? Don't just, swipe it away and be like, no, that couldn't be possible. Look into it a little bit. You know what? Give it a little bit of time. Give it a little bit of your time, I want to say, with the Seven of Swords. Now, let's get a couple of other cards, this one here, and then we'll also flip that one over, just for further advice, guidance. Okay. Pile 2, Rhinoceros. Be strong and courageous. Okay, we were talking about this, right? This leadership role here. Be strong and courageous. Maybe if you want, Google, okay, I always say Google, Archangel Sandalphon and Roquiel. It's Roquiel. And maybe you can call on them to help you to be strong and courageous. All right. But I love that. They're just doubling down on the message. Look, they've given you a polar bear, and these could be your spirit animals too. Polar bear, tiger, and rhinoceros, please. And it's funny, in pile 1, the rhinoceros and the tiger come out too. So that's kind of interesting. All right, let's flip this card over for, and a jaguar come out in pile 1 as well. Maybe pile 2, you need to watch pile 1 when stuff like that happens. Okay, I think this says believe, but I need to get my better glasses here, because it does not say believe. It says release. All right, I have been joking about I need new glasses. Don't be afraid to release that fear, okay? Don't be afraid to know your worth. Release any of those old beliefs that don't serve you, basically. You need to believe that you're worthy. You need to believe that you can take the lead. You need to believe that you have good, creative, and ideas, and that it's okay to be curious and to learn new things regardless of your age. Release whatever it is that's holding you back from this stuff. And these are very powerful animals, okay? So, and again, this, and this were all in pile 1 too. So you might want to check it out. All right. Thank you, pile 2. I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to go on and watch pile 1 or pile 3, by all means do. If you want to go back and take a look at some of the other videos that I have going, please do that as well. If you find a pile, whether it's your zodiac sign, whether it's a newer full moon, because there's some pick a card in there, go back and look, because there's probably a message if you feel called to watch it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Hi to those of you who chose pile 3 or this citrine crystal, okay? This is going, I'll put it over here. It may look a little more yellow. The light's not that great in here. It's sunny, it's cloudy, it's sunny, it's cloudy. So anyhow, I'm going to set this card aside. We will look at it at the end, okay? So we'll set that over there with your citrine crystal, all right? We're going to get right into overall theme, what you may be leaving behind, what may be entering into your life, what is to come when it comes to finances, your job, career, and relationships, and that's from platonic to romantic, okay? Whether you're coupled, single, married, you know, long-term partners, whatever relationship it is, work, could be anything. And I'm going to be doing tarot with it as well. So overall theme for July, we have the eagle, mastery. Ooh, what are you going to master, pile 3? I'm going to read you these sentences here because it could resonate. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. I love this. And whenever I think of the eagle too, it is a I love mastery, but it made me think of majestic when you actually see one. I don't know if I've ever really seen one in person, to be honest, but just on television. But they're beautiful, right? It's like inspired beauty, if that makes sense. I don't know, but that's what it makes me think of. It also makes me think of eagle eye. So maybe there's something you need to keep your eye on, okay, this July. But I'm going to pull a tarot with it as well. I love this soaring. It's time for you to soar. It's time for you to let go and soar. I feel like that's to do your own thing, to do what it is that you need to do. Maybe even a little Aquarius energy in there as well. I feel like it's also looking big picture at things. So maybe there's something you'll need to look big picture at with your eagle eye, the details. 2 of Cups. Okay. The 2 of Cups can have different meanings here. But maybe this is something that you need to look at, because there's going to be a few messages in here, okay? Would be if you're going into partnership with anyone, okay? Make sure it's someone that you feel, it doesn't have to be love for, but like if it was a business partnership or to work on a project together, something like that, that this is someone that you're just going to feel a kinship with. You're just going to feel like you're on the same page, that, you know, you're going to feel like they would have your back, you have theirs, that type of thing, all right? For some of you, it could be relationship. Maybe this is the month where if you let go, okay? If you let go of the past, it may be time for you to get out and find relationship, okay? Now, that could be, again, friendship, anywhere from platonic to romantic, right? Because not everyone's looking for romance. Some people are just out looking for maybe a new friend or a new friend group. Or you could meet someone that you're just like, oh my heavens, I feel like I've known you all my life. You could be my sister, whatever, okay? So there's that. I feel like that's the overall theme. It's you getting out there and seeing things differently, maybe than you've been seeing them before. And maybe some of the lines on here resonate with you. It will be different for everyone. But whatever it is, your wisdom inspires the world. It's something that you love doing, okay? It's something that you love doing. So if you feel that you need to get out and, you know, take charge, put something out there, if there's love and passion behind it, okay, excellent. Now, let's look at what you may be leaving behind. We have mountain goat. Oh, isn't that? Look, the mountain goat can climb mountains, also see out. Higher than everyone else. Not as high as the eagle, but still pretty darn high. But what does it say? There's something out of balance in your life. Okay. So do whatever you need to do to correct it. So right there, what are you leaving behind? The imbalance. But let's get a little more info on it. Maybe by not letting go of the past, You know, it's weighing there. Here's the scales, and it's weighing it down because you're carrying this burden or this energy or whatever it is. It could even be physical stuff that you just don't need to be carrying. That mountain goat can't climb that mountain, and if it's carrying a whole bunch of stuff, right? It's just, or, you know, not that I'm in the mind of the mountain goat. I don't know why. I just feel like my readings today, I'm a little crazy with it, but it's almost like, you know, the mountain goat, to scale the side of that mountain, needs to be clear in intention and thought, right? Like, I don't know, you know, I'm treating it as though it's a human being, but you kind of get my idea. You know, he needs to be sure-footed here, and if he's distracted, then he is not going to be sure-footed, is I think what I'm trying to say that they're giving me. And that throws everything out of balance too, right? Equilibrium. Think of that. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a steady Eddie. I love that it's here with the mountain goat. The Knight of Pentacles is that knight that wants to get out there, you know, and be productive. The Knight of Pentacles doesn't mind a routine. The Knight of Pentacles is hardworking and responsible, methodical even. I love it. It's describing everything here about the mountain goat, and is okay with the daily grind, okay? So maybe that's the energy that you need to take on to get balance back in. It's all about, maybe you need a good routine, okay, to get the balance back in. For some of you, just creating a routine. Maybe you've always had one and you're off the routine and it's throwing everything out of whack. That could be for someone or a few of you. But the way to get back balance is just to work at it, right? If there's imbalance in your life, you may have to do the hard work to get it back. But that's what this Knight of Pentacles is. He is the hard worker. He is the grinder, right? He is the responsible one that is okay with routine and working hard. So, and like I said, he's a steady Eddie. So, you know what? That may be the energy that you need to take on here to bring this balance back in. I love that. Let's talk about what is entering your life. Ooh, look at that pretty card. The Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. Okay, so something's coming in. Are they going to say specifically? I don't know. But maybe that's, I mean, we are talking, right? If you get the balance back, if you get things, you know, leveled out on an even keel here, you may just be surprised at what it brings, what changes it brings with us. If you share your wisdom with the world or get a new partner in whatever way it is, it may be transformational in your life. Okay? And it's saying transformation is beautiful. Transformation is good, right? There's nothing wrong with transformation. Four of Pentacles, love. Okay. So they're saying don't be afraid of the change. Maybe back here it's mastery, right? Don't be afraid to try to master something. Don't be afraid to look at things big picture. Don't be afraid to be eagle-eyed and out there scouting, doing whatever it is. Don't be afraid to take on the partner. Don't be afraid to do the hard work to bring the imbalance back in. Because this is like holding on too tightly. Like, no, there's no way I can do that. This is like, it would be, if this owl card wrote this, it would be transformation is scary. Transformation is miserable. Transformation is not what I want, okay? And I feel like that's why this card came out, so that we could have a laugh about that. But it's almost that. It's like hanging on tightly to everything you have. You don't want anything to change. And they're saying to you, but there needs to be changes, okay? So allow that transformation to come in and happen. Now, let's get on to what is to come. We're going to look at finances. That can be how you earn it, how you spend it, how you save it. maybe material possessions that you have. It could be overall. It can be very specific, but let's get a tarot here for your finances. What's to come? Page of Wands. Ooh, I like that. Because pages are young and curious. So there may be something coming up in July. Okay. And that's with all of these, right? It could be situations, people that may bring this transformation in, right? So, you know, you think of it that way. But here with the Page of Wands, he is the little page that is just so full with this little band. I love these cards with the bandana on. He is setting out, okay? Or he wants to. He's not a knight yet. But it's like, I think he's allowed to be out in the yard. But not going on any big long hikes yet or anything like that, any missions. But this is the little page, panda page, that is super inspired by everything, because it's one idea after another idea. This little page here believes that he can go out and conquer the world, that there's limitless possibility out there, so many things to discover. And again, we're talking about that eagle eye, looking at things big picture, right? But with finances, what this is maybe not, there could be an opportunity that comes in to not be afraid, to look at things in a different way. If someone's presenting you with some new ideas, or if you discover a new way of doing things, then maybe you might want to try that when it comes to finances. Is it a job, a different position in your company? Is it a different way of investing? You know, I'm not a money expert, but I did ask the question about finances, and we got this, and this is just be curious. I feel like it's a message saying you don't have to do it the same way all the time or the old way. You can be curious. If it feels good, if it feels right, if it, you know, if you have a little fire in your belly here with the wands, right? Maybe look into it a little further. Don't be afraid to look into it a little further, okay? It's almost like there's going to be something that's going to come in that's going to pique your interest. And again, like I said, whether it's how you earn your money, how you spend it, how you save it, okay? There's something around that. Okay, let's look at job. High Priestess. This had come out in one of the other piles, maybe pile 1. Okay, use your intuition, all right? Whatever it is about job, career, if you've been thinking about something, making a change about it, what does your gut say? What feels good? You can also use it back here when it comes to your finances as well. What does your gut say? But we are talking about job, career. Should you work on this project? Should you leave this company and go to another? Should you start working nights instead of days, or vice versa? Whatever it is when it comes to job and career. And even if it's, I want to say, a volunteer work outside of the home, okay? You don't have to be earning money necessarily, but if it's your job, it's your job. Maybe you look after your grandchildren, or your children want you to look after your grandchildren, and you don't get paid for that probably, right? What does your gut tell you? You love your grandchildren, of course, but is it, is it something you really want to do day after day? That's different than coming for dinner on a weekend or spending a Saturday afternoon out of the house, right? So it's that kind of thing. And it may not be grandparents and grandchildren, but it could be anything like that. Use your gut, but it's about your job, all right? Relationships. Ace of Cups. Oh, I love that, because cups are emotions and intimacy and all of those things. So I want to say maybe in July. You know, I wasn't necessarily, I don't do love readings, but if it comes up, because it kind of did up here as well, if it comes in, then it comes in. You could have a new beginning in love. You could meet someone, okay? A new relationship possibly. Again, from platonic to romantic. It's going to be different for everyone here. It's going to be something that's going to make you happy. Look, he's climbing up. He wants to see what's inside, right? You're going to be curious about it. It's probably one of those little page pandas climbing up here on this cup, right? Just curious about everything. It could be a new creative venture, all right? It could be a new creative venture here as well. But we're primarily talking relationships here. So I feel like it's something new. You're going to discover something new. If you're in a relationship, right? Maybe you guys discover something new about one another, or, you know, in whatever area it is. But I just feel like this is just curiosity and, you know, wanting to find joy. All right. Maybe if you're already in a relationship, it is that you're gonna be finding new joy, or a new way to do things that will bring joy. Okay. Now we're gonna do 2 more cards, this one, and then we'll flip this over as well. I'm liking this message for you, pile 3 for July. I think there's definitely some potential here. Maybe a few things to work on. Few new things to try with the page. Bear, use power with wisdom. Archangels are Uriel and Jophiel, if you like to work with archangels, okay? If you want to talk to them, ask them for help. In any of these new endeavors or ideas, or because Jophiel is all about creativity and beauty, which I love too. And we said transformation is beauty, so I love that come out. But yeah, and any of these animals can also be a spirit animal for you, just FYI. So, you know, that may just resonate with you somewhere. But look at this big heart chakra lit up here, and his crown chakra, using power with wisdom. I mean, there's nothing more powerful in the sky than an eagle, and maybe even on the ground in some cases, right? So just keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to use your mind along with your heart, your intuition. So that's ego, I want to say, and intuition working together. I like that message. And then let's flip this over. And it is the tarantula with, and I need my little glasses here, connection. Oh, it's the tarantula look and all the web over her. Again, this could be going back to relationships somehow again. It may be time in July for you to make new connections. Friend groups, social groups, sporting teams, you know, romantic type relationships, friendships. Whatever it is, there needs to be connection. And I want to say, even here with the finances, you need to feel it. You need to be inspired. You need to connect to it. Same with the job. You're using your intuition, right? Or with this new relationship of whatever type, love, you know, partnership, whatever it is that's coming in, you need to feel the connection. Even when you're looking at things big picture. Very nice. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this reading, pile 3. I certainly enjoyed doing it for you. What was I going to say? If you want to take a look at pile 1, pile 2, by all means do that. You can also go back into my playlist. I have a ton of other readings that you can go in and look at. If it calls to you, it calls to you. Don't worry. Messages are timeless, right? If you find it, you feel called to it, go in and look, because there could be an answer for you in there, or at least guidance of some sort for whatever it is that you are inquiring about. Thank you again, and I will see you next time.